Hey there everybody, I'm Dave Brooks with Dave Brooks Artist Development and thevocalteacher.com, and welcome to another edition of my video vocal blog. I would like to talk with everyone about being a baby, about being a big old fat crybaby. I have clients come in here, especially new ones. For all of you people that are watching that are new, this is going to be fun for you. And even for people that aren't new, everyone likes coming back in here. My clients that I've had for over a year, they still love this exercise and things to do. It's very, very fun to do, and it teaches you to align your chords properly. But being that cry baby, for all of you out there who have brothers or sisters, or your parents, mothers or fathers, you know how unbelievably loud a baby crying at full bore when they're upset. They are loud. And the reason they are so loud and the reason they cut through so much is because they're in a perpetual state of mix. They're in a perpetual state of good chord alignment. In other words, they don't know how to do it wrong. They haven't been taught anything wrong. They don't have any muscle or sonic predispositions. They haven't lived long enough to pick up bad habits. That's why babies cry. And their cry is something that I coach here every day. Something that I really want to get across to my clients to come in here. Be the baby. Cry your way through your vocal presentation. You need to wipe singing from your vocabulary. When you go to sing something, your brain goes right to default and recreates sonically and recreates muscle or chord coordination-wise, what you've been doing. And if you keep on doing what you've always done, you can always be what you've always been. So it's important that you create a new sensation for your brain, muscle memory. The way to do that is to be a crybaby. And that being a crybaby is going to bring that tone forward. You'll be singing with less stress, you'll have more air, your range will improve, your control will improve, your stamina will absolutely improve by simply crying. But very few people understand that concept. They're like, I don't want to cry. That's going to sound retarded. I don't want to do that. It's going to sound stupid. You know, to your ears sonically, at first it will. Your brain will fight it, the urge to cry. It will want to sing. So I get people in here that are like, I want you to say, you have a brother and sister? Yeah. Do they bug you? Yeah. Sometimes do they knock? Just walk into your room without knocking? Yeah. What do you say when they do that? Well, I tell them to get out. Do you tell them, like, get out of my room? No. You kind of yell it out a little bit, don't you? Yeah, sometimes I get a little upset, you know. So I want you to recreate that moment. Instead of going, would you please get out of my room? I want you to go, get out of my room! Get out of my room! That's a cry. That's a whine. That's almost a yell. But I'm really pouting and crying my way through it, and I'm sticking it all right here in my mask, right here in my nose. Get out of my room! And they'll repeat it. Sometimes it takes them a few times to get it because they're embarrassed. But once they understand how easy that was, get out of my room! How easy it was to do that, no pressure, no stress. Why is that? Well, because I'm crying. The act of crying employs the arytenoids for lateral tension, good connection, good chord alignment. Gets me to cry my way through, press in and down on that note, giving me more air to work with. More air to work with gives me much more stability and control. Very, very little stress. And it's not belting. It's not belting at all. Belting is carrying chest up into your break, and that's more yelling. This is crying. This is bringing the chords together and crying. So do this little experiment at home. It's just a lot of fun. And I'm telling you right now, you'll prove this theory right. You will. Time and time again, you'll prove it right. Go home. Get by yourself. You don't want to do this around your friends because they think you're weird. At first, anyway. Go home and lock yourself in your room and get a nursery rhyme out. I don't care what it is. Mary Had a Little Lamb. London Bridge is Falling Down. It could be whatever you want. But the reason I do nursery rhymes is because you don't have any sonic or muscle predispositions to the tune, because no artist that you admire has ever sung that, so you have no way of identifying with that song. allowing it to get in your way. So do a nursery rhyme. Well, let's just say Mary Had a Little Lamb. Sing it normally like you normally sing it normally in your normal voice, and after you sing it normally, cry into that piece. So normally for me, Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. Okay, I hit all the right notes, but I'm not. But in terms of technically, I'm not setting this up, because if Mary Had a Little Lamb was done in a different arrangement and it went higher, and I had to move up, I'm not creating good technical stability in my chest voice. I'm not prepping the runway so I can take off. So what I want you to do, folks at home, cry your way through this piece. Instead of going, Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb, which is pleasant, I want you to be obnoxious and whine and cry and be a baby and that, get out of my room, throw that thing in there. So this, Mary had a little lamb, goes to this. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Even more aggressive. Let's up the ante in terms of pitch. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Now, obnoxious, yes, but notice the sonic difference in placement in what I'm doing. It's absolutely ridiculous, the difference in presentation. Absolutely absurd what I just did. Now, did it sound nice? No. It sounded absolutely horrific. But it's supposed to, because we are drawing on characteristics to create, or we are employing those arythmoids and crying our way through this so that we can get the chords used to doing that when we actually go to vocally present a piece of music. Setting it up, bringing it more forward. So we're not reaching up to grab the note. The chords aren't coming apart. We are setting good muscle memory. That's all we're doing, and that's why I do what I do. It's not to have you sound like this. I don't want you to sound like that. But I do want you to prep that runway, folks. Prep that runway in the chest voice and cry your way through your pieces. And cry. It's that certain edgy vocal fry-ish, sometimes pout, edgy nature to your presentation that's going to give you the power and the grace and the control and the stamina that you so richly deserve as a vocalist, and I'll stake my reputation on that. I'll stake everything I got on that. So make sure, be the baby and cry your way through these tunes. As absurd and horrible as it sounds, you need to cry and extend the cry. Extend the cry! Extend the cry. I know people are probably going to make fun of me about this, but I don't care. I'm so passionate about this. So extend that cry, bring it up front. If you have any questions about this, feel free to contact me through my contact pages on davebrooksartistdevelopment.com or thevocalteacher.com or the Vocal Teacher on YouTube. Just press in the Vocal Teacher, find me on YouTube, and let me know how you progressed and what this exercise did for you. But now, don't practice this too much. You don't want to just recklessly go into this. Use this as an experiment, and as you get more comfortable with it, the best thing to do would be to come and take a session with me so I can make sure you're doing this right, because sometimes you may think you're crying and you're not, you're yelling. And I don't want you to do that. So please don't make the mistake of thinking you're just going to do this day in and day out. Well, Dave said to cry, so I'm going to cry. Your cry may not be what you think is a cry. Practice this a couple times, so bring that tone forward, put it right in your nose, and see what happens. I guarantee you'll laugh, but you'll also be astounded and astonished at where the presentation goes and how easy it is to do it. So be the crybaby, be the baby.